Military life is really hard. They often talk about like the invisible wounds that come home from deployments. And oftentimes it's the military spouses, the family members that carry those burdens on their shoulders. My former spouse came home from his last deployment. I pretty much spent a year, essentially a single mom of 3 young kids. I was homeschooling them at the time. The reintegration back into the family, it just didn't happen. It never happened. What he was going through, but maybe didn't want to face or talk about, but also still trying to raise a family and be supportive and create a loving home was really, really challenging because people weren't seeing what was happening behind closed doors. They didn't want to talk about the abuse. They didn't want to talk about the maladaptive coping skills that my partner at the time was using or doing. Not talking about it was like a survival mechanism. But at some point I thought, this is not the kind of role modeling I want my children to see. I don't want them to think as they grow up that this is the type of relationship that is healthy. I mean, we were destitute. We had nothing. We were in the middle of a PCS when everything fell apart. I was left behind with the 4 kids, tried to figure things out. We didn't figure things out. We had like all of our things were gone. I had 4 kids, 6 suitcases, 2 cats and a bird. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? And it was then that I realized sharing part of your story can make a difference. My favorite quote is, necessity is the mother of invention. And so I was looking for how to balance, my young children, their needs, our changing family, the changing dynamics, re-entering the workforce and hodgepodged a bunch of different, essentially gigs together and using some of the resources that are available to military-connected entrepreneurs. I was able to take one of those gigs and started a business. I didn't intend to start a business, but I was like, I need to do this on behalf of my family, but also I need to reestablish my own professional career and place and space. If I had had flexible remote work that I could have carried with me and could have juggled the family and home responsibilities with my professional life, I probably wouldn't feel so stuck. Being able to turn that around and use that in our own business, Organized Q, and providing flexible remote work, in particular for military spouses, veterans, and underemployed professionals, something I'm really passionate about. I think that individuals through their work can oftentimes regain a sense of their own identity and purpose. Your story and who you are is still important.